Welcome to Pleasantview. A lot has happened in 25 years. Mortimer Goth made his fortune, the Pleasants put down roots, and a new generation of Sims was born. But the peaceful, happy existence is in jeopardy when some new arrivals to Pleasantview start stirring up trouble, creating rivalries and tensions for all the families in the neighborhood. Can anything be done to restore the peace to sleepy, idyllic Pleasantview? Come along with me while we acquaint ourselves with each and every household to discover the answer to that question. Next up, the Goths, the oldest and wealthiest family in all of Pleasantview. They live right here on 165 Sim Lane, in a gorgeous, gothic, and not to mention reputedly haunted mansion, with a staggering net worth of $635,171 simoleons to their infamous name, an amount that many want to lay claim to. What once was a happy family of 4 has now been shattered, leaving the remaining 3 members to pick up the pieces that the matriarch, Bella, has left in her absence. But today is a very special day. Cassandra is ready to start a family of her own. But can she tame the town Casanova? And can Mortimer bounce back after the disappearance of his wife, Bella? Let's take a look. As soon as we enter the residence, we can see that the big day has finally arrived, and that Cassandra and Don are set to be married. Even though her father, Mortimer, and her brother, Alexander, are ready to witness this joyous, or in Don's case, frightening event, no one else has even bothered to attend the wedding. It seems like everyone but Cassandra knows exactly what Don's motives really are, but unfortunately, she is completely blind to them. You see, Cassandra is smitten with Don and wants to get hitched. Perhaps an affectionate gesture will put the relationship on strong footing. We can see this prompt mirrored in her wants and fears panel, as well as the want for a baby, and the want to speak to her good friend, Darren Dreamer. Cassandra is a family sim, and as her bio states, she is the quiet, mysterious type. Nobody ever knows quite what she's thinking. Maybe that's what drew Don to her, and not woohoo or wealth like many others seem to believe. It certainly wasn't due to a similarity between traits, as Virgo Cassandras are nearly polar opposites of Don's. Where Don is sloppy and outgoing, Cassandra is neat and shy. Where Don is active and bordering serious, Cassandra is playful and bordering active. The only trait they seem to share is that they are both more grouchy than they are nice. Cassandra also has 4 cleaning skill points, but since she is a neat sim, she won't constantly bitch about actually performing cleaning tasks like Don will. She also has 1 skill point in both logic and cooking, but will need many more to keep advancing in her current job path. Cassandra is a level 3 field researcher in the science career, and is intent on climbing that ladder to the very top. Cassandra's interests include health, paranormal, work, toys, and sci-fi, and she's still on the lookout for a hobby. Her turn-ons include mechanical sims with custom hair, as long as they don't stink too much. Cassandra's current aspiration level is solid provider, and her lifetime aspiration wish is to reach golden anniversary. Diving into her memories, we can see that Cassandra led a fairly happy life at first. She learned to walk, talk, and use the potty from Bella, while her father Mortimer taught her how to study. We can also see that Cassandra first met Mary Sue, her oldest and dearest best friend, when she was a child, right before she was accepted into private school. She also seems to recollect a fire that started in the household, and has the happy memory of her brother Alexander coming into the world. Now, Cassandra's memories do become a little bit addled here, but maybe it was just the shock of it all. While she remembers her Uncle Michael getting engaged, married, and later passing, the memories come much too late. They appear long after the memory of her mother Bella getting abducted, which we all know happened shortly after Dawn moved to Pleasantview. But with the sudden vanishing of her mother, as well as the deaths of not just her uncle, but also her grandparents, Gunther and Cornelia, can we really blame her for misremembering the timeline? This miscalculation is also found in Alexander and Mortimer's memories, but I'm going to chalk it up to a simple and devastating case of trauma, which hit them all very hard. After these little discrepancies, we can see that Cassandra met her friend Darren shortly after becoming an adult, and soon after this met her future betrothed, Don Lothario. Cassandra had never known anyone as handsome and as suave as Don, and immediately fell under his Lothario spell. Even though she had wanted desperately to approach him, she was, unfortunately, much too reserved. So imagine her shock and delight when Don actually addressed her, and not just that, but showed interest in her as well. Don showered her with attention and affection, something that was all brand new to Cassandra, and it came as no surprise to anyone, except maybe Don, that she fell for him very hard and very fast. She wants nothing more than to be married to Don and to share with him a happy life together, with the hope of little bibs and binkies soon on the horizon. And what better time than now, with the prospect of her father Mortimer possibly tying the knot and moving on. Mortimer lovingly and painstakingly orchestrated the entire wedding ceremony to take place on Goth grounds at the request of his timid daughter Cassandra, even though he holds a deep-rooted suspicion of Don, not just of Don's involvement in his wife's disappearance, but also of his true intentions with his dear daughter Cassandra. He keeps his opinion of Lothario to himself in the midst of Cassandra's happiness. Mortimer is an elder and knows his time on this plane is narrowing. The one thing that keeps him feeling young and frisky is his new love, Dina Caliente, who he currently wants to flirt with, as well as her sister Nina? Ah, the drama and debauchery of Pleasantview. Mortimer is a knowledge sim, and is now retired after climbing the corporate rungs and reaching level 10 in the science career as mad scientist. As such, his logic and cleaning skills are both at their maximum limit, and his cooking skill is just one skill point away. Cheerful and outgoing, Mortimer brings his old country upbringing into the modern age. He also has an unusual fondness for insects. Mortimer is a Cancer, and although his bio states that he is cheerful, he's actually a little bit more grouchy than he is nice. He is pretty outgoing and playful, though, so at least they got that right. As far as the neat and active traits go, he certainly won't be tipping the scales anytime soon, as he steers more towards being sloppy and lazy. Mortimer has an aspiration level of Senior Sage and has the lifetime want to max out 7 skills. I think we can do that for him before his time is up. Mortimer's interests are similar to Cassandra's, though he also has an affinity for culture. He also has not yet found a good hobby to occupy all his free time. Mortimer is turned on by Sims who wear swimwear and jewelry, but dislikes Sims with red hair. Kind of odd, considering he wants to flirt with Nina, a redhead. Diving into his memories, we can see that Mortimer, too, had a good childhood, although littered with the passing of relatives, and was quite intelligent, with the memories of getting an A+ report card and getting into private school. We can also see that Mortimer met Bella when they were both children, and that they shared quite a torrid and powerful young love together as teenagers. Soon after becoming an adult, he secured a job in the science career and proposed to Bella. 2 promotions in, and Mortimer and Bella were married. We can also see that they both waited until their wedding night to share their very first woohoo together. We can also see that at some point, Mortimer burned pork chops. Ah, so he was the one that started the terrible fire of '99. We also see that Mortimer's initial memory of Bella getting abducted was a positive one, but that's just because of his curiosity as a knowledge sim. He also didn't expect Bella to never return, as every sim who'd ever been abducted from the neighborhood had been brought back within 1 day's time. Unfortunately, as we all now know, that wasn't the case for Bella, and Mortimer has scoured the stars every night since in search of his missing wife. We can also see that Cassandra got engaged to Don shortly before he first met twin sisters Nina and Dina Caliente, and that he started seeing Dina quite soon after this. Mortimer now finds himself at a crossroads, as he realizes he has fallen in love with Dina, but still holds his long-lost wife Bella near and dear to his aging heart. Heading over to Alexander, we can see that he is a typical tyke, and that his current aspiration is to grow up. As a child of older parents, Alexander often wonders if he missed out on anything. His hobbies include optometry and number theory. Alexander is a Cancer, and his traits are exactly the same as his father's. The apple certainly doesn't fall far from the tree in his case. Although Alexander currently has no skills, he holds many interests, including environment, paranormal, animals, sci-fi, toys, and school. We can also see that Alexander is currently a grade A student in private school. Alexander's memories mirror much of his father's and sister's. He remembers his mother being abducted, but sadly, he doesn't remember much else about her. Besides what his sister tells of her, and the picture of her that hangs on his father's bedroom wall, his memories of his mother are very, very fuzzy, as he was still a toddler when she went missing. Luckily for him, a stepmother may soon be in his future, and a young one at that. Maybe he won't miss out on anything after all. Now that we know all about the Goth family members, we can go ahead and let Cassandra give Don that kiss. Maybe that will ease his mind and get him to tie the knot. Ooh, fireworks. That was quite a kiss. Cassandra better strike while the iron is hot and get married. Click on the wedding arch to get the ceremony started. Well, the time has come. Was that kiss enough for Cassandra to secure the deal? Or will Don let those cold feet get the better of him? Well, if this rain is any indicator, this can't be good for Cassandra.
Ibsen.
Oji!
Uva tavola.
Surprise, surprise! It looks like Don has actually gone through with it and has made Cassandra a Lothario. He's now an active member of the household and has brought with him 49,793 simoleons, a small amount compared to that massive Goth fortune. But Cassandra could care less about his money, although I'm not quite sure I can say the same about old Donny boy here. Even though he's received a positive memory of getting married to Cassandra, in all actuality, it's only because he hitched rich. Even so, we're gonna leave his condo empty, just in case things go badly, which, let's face it, they probably will. But for now, we're gonna join them for a little celebration. Well, that was a little lackluster, but I'm sure the best is yet to come, at least for one member in the household. It's pretty late at night now, and I think Cassandra, and especially Don, are more than ready to head on up to the bedroom to consummate this marriage. Even though this was Mortimer's room, he was kind enough to give it to Cassandra and her now husband Don. They do, after all, need it now far more than he does, and he has been considering moving on from all the memories that the Goth mansion holds. Cassandra has taken a few liberties with the decor to match her personal style, and even though she wanted to take down that picture of her mother hanging right above that marital bed, Don, for whatever reason, asked her to leave it up. An odd request, she thought, but she didn't question it. I'm sure Bella's picture will make him feel right at home. Even though we are going to lock in this one of Cassandra's to have a baby, we are not going to act on that right now. Even though Cassandra desperately wants a child and to start a family, I can't see Don willingly having a baby at this point. But accidentally, that's probable. After all, he does get around.
Yeah!
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, he's done it. Don has finally gotten that woohoo out of Cassandra and has now bedded 4 different Sims. But as we all know, that will be in no way enough for this serial romancer. As Cassandra dreams of babies, Don dreams of all those Sims he'll be fooling around with as soon as the day breaks. Poor Cassandra. Maybe there'll be another prospect for her on the horizon if things go badly with Don. Who's to say? But for now, let's allow these 2 mismatched lovebirds to get their beauty sleep. We'll be seeing them again very soon. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this intro, please be sure to leave a like and maybe even a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you like this content, and if you're just passing through, I hope you'll join me again. Next up, we'll be playing the Caliente household to see if Dina Caliente can sink her talons into Mortimer and all that sweet goth wealth. And will Nina finally be able to get a place of her own? Check back in soon to find out.